All right. So there isn't much news really this week. There's stuff piggyback of last week where I said Shane wasn't fired from the WWE. There's evidence of that now. So as I said last week, they just wanted to make an example of him because he made such a bad showing of himself. The main situation centered around Bad Bunny. In relation to that Bad Bunny thing, Bad Bunny was supposed to work WrestleMania for the WWE this year. He's not going to. His tour schedule has been booked and it overlaps with Mania. The compromise.
So how does that happen? He kind of knew. Well, I mean, he knows what the date of WrestleMania is. He knows what his schedule is. The thing. Why would they just not try to navigate the tour around in 2 days open for WrestleMania and go back on tour?
Because it's consistent in terms of you're in certain places. You don't go from the West Coast to the East Coast and then back again. So that's the thing. Where he's going to be on tour that day, I don't know. I haven't actually looked. Maybe I think it's possibly Miami. If you want to check, but yeah, it's I mean, the wrestling thing is just something that he wants to do. It's not his highest paying thing. Bad Bunny to come in and do a club appearance. My brother works in the music industry, works for MTV, and Bad Bunny gets $1 million to do a 30-minute set in a club, for a booking. So, I mean, imagine what his tour is. You're going to be looking at $5-6 million a night, which is
what does he get paid for WrestleMania? Do you know what he got paid for WrestleMania?
He got $1 million. $1
million,
which is for him is just going to be publicity because that's 1/5 of one of his touring nights. So,
right.
But yeah, so that's why it's not a priority because you need to get in as many extra dates as you possibly can because that's where the money's at. But they maintain the relationship. The relationship with WWE is strong. The publicists pulled him out of Saudi and said that ended on the Rumble. But I'm sure in the future we'll land on more. There's a big pay-per-view in Vegas. Money in the Bank's in the stadium, which I'm sure you're going to go to, Disco. And SummerSlam's also going to be a big show. And then there's a UK stadium show a week or two after SummerSlam as well.
So we got Konnan, we got Bad Bunny covered. He's not going to be in WrestleMania. He's not going to be in Saudi, but he's going to be in some shows coming up in the summertime. So I'm very excited about that. Let's talk about. Okay, first of all, we got a big weekend: UFC and Super Bowl.
Okay, I'll do my last story. It's really not that.
Hurry up.
WWE spent. Yeah, it is boring. WWE spent $2 million this week on laser HD technology. This WrestleMania will be the first 8K WrestleMania. I've got loads of jargon here. 7,680 times 4,320 for a 33 million total pixel WrestleMania. It's going to be 4 times the resolution of 4K. Which is 16 times more than 1080p, and they're using this for entrances.
Let me ask you a question. Did you watch AEW
That might be the
week?
nerdiest thing you've ever said here.
Did you
I know.
Did you watch,
I know. But I got sent it, and I just thought, it's a slow week. So
let me ask you this. Yeah. Did you watch AEW this past week?
Me.
Was that Darby Allin, Sting, and Andrade, was that vignette shot in 8D?
8K.
8K or whatever it is. 8K. Whatever, 8K, whatever, yeah.
I just think, obviously, some of the stuff I say is sort of people tend to forget. When Shane McMahon isn't fired and he pops up, I said it here. And this is going to be one of them things where when these people come down for their entrances, it's going to look really it's supposed to look like they're right there. So,
Billy, listen to this, and this is on a very, very, very good source. And I don't know if you said this or not, or if you even knew it. What am I hearing?
I don't know. This distinct phone.
Yeah.
Randomly.
Bro, did you know that Shane, I guess, was trying to win the Rumble?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or he changed numbers with Brock or something like that.
He changed number with Randy Orton. Yeah. I think
with Randy Orton, and Randy Orton didn't want to go out because he was in St. Louis. He was going to go out in Randy Orton's spot, and I guess Randy Orton said, "No, we're in St. Louis. This is my home."
Hey, I got to take this call from Matt. I'll be gone for 5 minutes. All right.
Yeah, that's pretty ballsy.
The thing that I read, Konnan, was that they were.
This isn't I read. I heard from a person that was right there.
But this might be along the same lines. Is that they were kind of at odds about it, and then Shane's music went off, and Shane wanted Randy to go out, and Randy was like, "I'm not going out to your music. You got to go out."
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's pretty ballsy.
Yeah, I mean, there was a whole thing that week where I said Brock was winning the Rumble, but there was a whole thing that week of, well, we got to get Brock to Saudi. How do we get Brock to Saudi? Which opened the door up for all these winners. But there wasn't actually like the dirt sheets reported, it's going to be Riddle. But it wasn't. It wasn't a case of it's going to be Riddle or Omos or AJ, nothing. It was just a case of we might change this because the Elimination Chamber needs to be won by Brock. That makes the most sense. But in the end, they just stuck to what they were doing. There was no this guy, this guy, this guy. It was always a case of maybe we're going to change this. But
I hadn't read that. So when this person told me this, that, they were actually playing his music and he wanted him to go out and he was like, fuck no, I'm not going out. I was like, wow.
Yeah. I think it said that Orton was laughing his head off, right? When they played.
Yeah, that's pretty ballsy though. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he won't be back. He won't be back for a while, but he's not fired.